Hello and welcome. My name is Michael Lopsang-Tenpa and I'm a Cultivating Emotional Balance teacher. Together with my colleagues Dr. Eve Ekman, Dr. Litsuli Sarate, and Lani Potts, I will be co-facilitating the upcoming Cultivating Emotional Balance teacher training that is scheduled to start in October 2025. This video is a brief introduction to the upcoming training, and the points that we will cover here are as follows. We will talk about the Cultivating Emotional Balance program itself, together with its history. We will talk about the potential application of the teacher training. And then finally, we will discuss the upcoming training itself, looking at the facilities, the schedule, and so forth. First of all, what is Cultivating Emotional Balance? Cultivating Emotional Balance, or CEB, is a training program, training modality, or training approach that is designed to help us with the cultivation of emotional awareness and emotional balancing skills. CEB is an evidence-based program that combines the elements of the contemplative approach, drawn from the richness of the Indo-Tibetan contemplative tradition, and the scientific approach, relying largely on the insights of Dr. Paul Ekman, but also on the ideas and theories of multiple researchers. CEB is an ever-growing program in a way because there's no limit to what we learn about our emotions and our contemplative practice through the advances in science. But at the same time, it is a program that has already proven its efficiency. It is a program that can really help people with the development of their emotional awareness skills. And it is a program that has been taken by many people across the globe. It is currently offered in many countries, but there's always a need for more people who would offer the emotional awareness and balancing skills. And this is where the invitation to join this program comes from. We do desperately need more people teaching the world about how our emotions can be channeled into goals associated with greater goodness for our communities, for individuals, and then for the world at large as well. The Cultivating Emotional Balance program was created as a result of the Mind and Life conference in the year 2000. The conference itself was focused on the topic of destructive emotions, and it was, according to the memories of Daniel Goleman, the topic that was personally requested by the Dalai Lama. After a number of fascinating discussions that took place during the conference and were then reported in the book known as Destructive Emotions, the Dalai Lama requested those present to participate in the creation of a training modality that would help people develop their emotional awareness and self-regulation skills. As a result of that request, Drs. Paul Ekman and Alan Wallace volunteered to collaborate on a program that would do just that. Later, they were joined by Dr. Eve Ekman, who has since become the leading CEB teacher. As a result of their collaboration, the program itself was created, originally tested on school teachers who, due to being a relatively vulnerable group, were the perfect group to test the efficiency of the program on. The program did turn out to be quite effective, and as a result of that, a series of teacher trainings took place over the years. Originally, these teacher trainings were offered over the course of 5 weeks. However, this format was later changed to the year-long format that we're following currently. This format offers much more time and much more space for people to absorb the material deeply, for people to cultivate their own contemplative practice, and for people to also train in emotional awareness skills. And that's exactly the format that we're going to offer this October. A few words about how the certification as a Cultivating Emotional Balance teacher can be used. In my experience, some people take this program in order to offer CEB skills in their personal counseling or coaching practice. That's one way of working with the material. When you're dealing with a client one-on-one, emotional awareness skills can be quite beneficial, and you can certainly, being a certified teacher, offer guidance in that regard. Some people actually teach CEB as a full-fledged program. It has many versions that can be offered. Some people teach the full 42-hour training. Some prefer to focus on the 18-hour version, the 12-hour version, or brief introductory seminars or webinars. Some people teach introductory classes that are 2 or 3 hours long, and yet these seminars as well offer a general introduction to emotional awareness and to the contemplative skills that can help us in supporting our inner well-being. Some people take this training in order to become qualified meditation facilitators. And this is actually a very good idea if it's something that you want to pursue, because in this case, instead of just studying meditation in general with no particular structure or logic to it, you would be studying an evidence-based approach that gives you very specific contemplation-related skills. And then the same practices that are included in CEB can be offered together with a certain amount of emotional awareness skills, with a certain amount of science-based information that can actually help people manage their inner well-being better. Finally, some people take the Cultivating Emotional Balance teacher training simply to deepen their own practice, as yoga practitioners, meditation practitioners, people who are interested in deepening their emotional well-being, and so forth. One thing to mention is that many of these things are actually highly in demand right now. There's a desperate need for people who would facilitate classes on emotional awareness, emotional intelligence, emotional balance, and so forth in different areas, in education, in the medical industry, in different aspects of business and governmental service, and so forth. Depending on the unique conditions in your country, you might find that a number of industries are actually actively looking for people who would be offering these types of training. By receiving a training that was originally developed by such world-known experts as Dr. Alan Wallace and Dr. Paul Ekman, you would be receiving a certification that is actually highly valued and highly respected all across the world. At least that's my experience. With regards to the training itself, it takes place over the course of a year. In this case, we will start with an in-person retreat that will be held in El Oro, in Mexico, not far from Mexico City. And this will be followed by a year of monthly online webinars combined with work in small groups. With your small group, you would be learning to facilitate meditations, therefore deepening your confidence in your own facilitation skills. At the same time, in the webinars, you will be receiving additional training with regards to the content of the program. You will be able to ask any questions that are coming up with regards to your practice or the theoretical material. And you will be going through a very thoroughly organized manual that can always be used as a foundation for the classes that you would eventually offer. At the end of that year, there will be another week-long retreat in which you will meet with your cohort once again, practicing together, discussing everything that came up throughout the year, looking at further questions, practicing facilitating meditation once again. And then after that, you will be gently guided in your final creative task, which is to develop and teach a short CEB course. With that, once your course has been watched and assessed by the certification team, you can eventually be certified as a CEB teacher or a CEB certified practitioner, which would mean that you're actually allowed to offer CEB courses of any length. You can offer the short program, you can offer the long program, you can adapt the material in order to create a unique course that's suitable for the organization that you're working with. It just gives you that general flexibility, and once again, you can use it to work with your own mind, you can use it in working with clients one-on-one, you can offer bits and pieces of CEB in your yoga classes, and you can actually teach some other versions of the CEB program in a retreat setting as well, which makes it a perfect program to use for a weekend retreat or for a week-long retreat, for example. Of course, the training is primarily meant for those who feel called to the service profession, who feel the calling to be offering these skills to others on the basis of their own deep practice. And for this reason, we invite everyone who is considering to apply for CEB teacher training to first take a CEB training themselves, to first take a CEB course. Now, it is possible to apply for the CEB teacher training, be accepted, and then fulfill the requirement right before the start of the course. That's a possibility. So if that's something you're interested in, we will be able to advise you on the upcoming CEB courses that will prepare you for the teacher training. Outside of that, please feel free to contact us with any questions you might have. Please check out the information on our website. If you want, you can also watch an introductory session with Dr. Eve Ekman and Tenzin Choki, who are both senior CEB teachers. And with all of that, If you feel inspired to explore this training, please apply. We're looking forward to exploring this journey with you.